Good morning, little lambs. This is Grandma Carla, and I wanted to read you more of Children of the Old Testament. But I realized when I put my last Bible story about Adam on that the tape cut off in the middle. So I'm going to finish reading you that story. We were on this page. So I'm going to read that page to you again and finish the story before I start the new one. I'm sorry it cut off. He called the man Adam and said, "This do, name all my animals 2 by 2. So I named all the animals, and when I was through, God said, "I'll make a helper just for you." A man needs a person to share his life, so God made me a beautiful wife. Live and love together, said God to us two, and take care of everything I've given you. On the 7th bright morning, God stopped to rest. I'll honor this day and keep it for the best. My people need a rest from the work that they do. I'll make this day a holiday, and they should too. Cain was asleep when the story was through. Eve put the boys to bed, and then she slept too. Adam prayed to God, then put out the light, and the evening and the morning made another good night. And there's Adam and Eve putting the boys to bed and going to sleep. And that was Adam's story. And today we're going to read The Boy Who Saved His Family. Once there was a boy named Joseph. He was one of 13 children. Their father was Jacob. Their family had lived in the land of Canaan ever since their great-grandfather Abraham. Jacob owned many animals. His children took care of the sheep and the goats. Jacob loved Joseph best of all his sons. He gave him a long coat with long sleeves. This showed that Joseph was to be the leader. The boy was very proud of his coat. His brothers could see that their father loved Joseph more than any of them, and they hated Joseph because of this. There's the stuff. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. There's his daddy giving him the coat. And there's the brothers very upset about it all. Once Joseph told his brothers, "I dreamed we were tying bundles of wheat, and your bundles bowed down to mine." This made the brothers angry. Another time Joseph told them, "I dreamed that the sun and the moon and 11 stars bowed down to me." "Do you think we will bow down to you?" the brothers laughed. There's the picture of the brothers all around Joseph. There's a picture of the sun, moon, and the stars, and the bundles of wheat bowing down on the sides there. One day, Joseph was looking for his brothers. "Let's kill the dreamer," they said when they saw him coming. "No," said the oldest brother. "Let's put him in this deep hole." And so they took away his new coat and put him in the deep hole. There's Joseph being put into the hole by his brothers. And there's the brothers discussing what to do with Joseph. Just then some men rode by. "Would you like to buy a boy?" the brothers called out. "You could sell him in Egypt." "Yes, we will buy him," said the men. And the brothers put goat's blood on Joseph's coat. When Jacob saw the coat, he cried, "A beast has killed my boy." And he was very sad. But Joseph was not dead. He had been sold. See, there's the men. They bought Joseph, and they're taking him away to sell in Egypt. There's the brothers. They were getting the money from the men for Joseph, and there they have his coat over their arm. Not very nice brothers. On his way to Egypt, Joseph cried, "Will I ever see Father again? Why did my brothers do this to me?" Then Joseph thought, God can make bad things turn out good. Joseph wasn't so afraid anymore. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to a rich man. He had to work without any pay, but his master liked his work, and God was with him. There's the picture of Joseph and being taken to Egypt. You see the pyramids there of Egypt? And then here's a picture of Joseph sitting by a camel and thinking about his daddy and whether he would ever see him again. One night, the king of Egypt sent for all his wise men, and he said, I dreamed that I saw 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows. The thin cows ate up the fat ones. And then I saw 7 good ears of wheat and 7 bad ears of wheat, and the bad ears ate up the good ones. What does this mean? But none of the wise men knew. There's a picture of the Pharaoh asking his wise men, what did his dreams mean? Then one of his servants said, Joseph knows the meaning of dreams. The king sent for him at once, and Joseph was a grown man now. And Joseph explained the dreams. O king, for 7 years much food will grow, and for 7 years nothing will grow. Store up food in the good years, then there will be food for the bad years. And there's Joseph standing up in front of Pharaoh and telling him about the dreams. You are very wise, the king told Joseph. Take care of things for me. Then the king gave Joseph new clothes and the king's own ring and carriage. And there's Joseph. And he has all of the king's power was given to him to be the second in the kingdom. So now Joseph can go where he wants to and do what he needs to do in the king's own chariot and the king's own ring. When he had the king's ring, he had the king's power because he was able to pass laws for the king. Soon the 7 good years came. Everything grew so that Joseph had to have new barns built to store the wheat. Then came the bad years, but people could buy food from Joseph. So there's Joseph directing the people what to do with the wheat when it was the good years. They were going to go store them in the new barns. So Joseph's big brothers came too. They bowed way down before him. They did not know that he was Joseph, but he knew them. You are spies, he said. Oh, no, sir, they cried. We have come only to buy food for our family. And there's Joseph's brothers bowing before him. Do you remember the dreams that he had? That there would be the sheaves would bow down to Joseph's sheaves and the sun, moon, and stars would bow down to him. Well, now he's a great ruler, isn't he? And his brothers are bowing down before him and they don't know who he is. But he knows who they are. Do you think he's going to get back at them for what they did to him? That would be tempting, wouldn't it? They were very ugly to him. "No, you are spies," Joseph said. "Put them in jail," he ordered. After 3 days, the brothers were taken back to Joseph. "Now we are paying for what we did to Joseph," they whispered, afraid. They still didn't know it was Joseph. All the brothers are taken down to the jail. Joseph heard what they said. He felt sorry for them. "I am Joseph, your brother," he cried. "I am not angry with you anymore. God brought me to Egypt to save us all from hunger." There's Joseph revealing himself to his brothers. Don't they look surprised? The brothers were so happy. They had long been sorry for what they had done to Joseph. They went to get the whole family. How happy Jacob was. "Lord," he cried, "you are taking such good care of us." God said, "I shall go with you to Egypt. Someday I will bring your family back and give them this land." There's Jacob, old Jacob, sitting in his tent, an old man now, and his sons bringing him back the word that Joseph is now a king or a ruler in Egypt underneath Pharaoh. Jacob and his children moved to Egypt. Joseph cried for joy when he saw his father. The family got sacks of flour and good grassland for their animals, and God was with them. But one day they would return home. There's Jacob hugging his son Joseph after such a long, long time of thinking he was dead. And there's all the children of Israel coming into Egypt. Remember, Jacob's other name was Israel. And so those are Jacob's children, and those are Joseph's brothers and all their wives and families. And that is the story of Joseph, the boy who saved his family. Remember that first picture. Let me see. The first picture had the boy who saved his family, and see that beautiful coat that his daddy made for him? That's the story of Joseph and the many-colored coat. And next time we'll read another Bible story about children of the Old Testament. Have a wonderful day. I love you.